who is this beast of a laptop for? Because honestly, there's so much power built into this. It is essentially a Mac Pro in a laptop. This right here is the highest performance we've ever seen in this small portable form factor like this. And not only that, we now have space black, my new favorite color. And just look at it. It's a beauty to behold, a glorious, fingerprint resistant, graphite-like appearance. That is, in my honest opinion, the most pro MacBook we've seen since maybe the G3 PowerBook. If you're currently on Intel and you waited this long, first off, bravo to you. You made it to the third revision of M processors from Apple, and what a banger we have. This M3 is basically 80% faster than the M1 Max and can be configured up to 128 gigs of RAM, all with giving 22 hours of battery life. You're going to see up to 17 times more performance going to M3 from Intel. It's seriously going to blow your mind into a new dimension of reality. And if you're currently on M1, well, I think this is an amazing upgrade for you as well if you're a creative pro, content creator, someone that needs the best of the best for daily creative tasks. If you're currently on M2, we'll take a look at this. I spent some time comparing this new M3 Max to my M2 Max and compared the two. And you can see in some cases I'm getting almost twice the performance in specific photographic tasks in Lightroom. So for example, testing 1,000 Sony a7R5 RAW images, which are huge 60 plus megapixel RAW files. You can see how taxing downsizing these images from full res RAW to JPEGs is actually a piece of cake for both of these, but the M3 Max does it twice as fast, essentially. And we're basically looking at these full-size RAW files and downsizing them to 6,000 pixels wide on the long end. And it still takes the M2 Max 35 minutes, but the M3 Max does it in 23 minutes. This is with 1,000 raw A7R5 files. You can even look at things like importing those files. That's a very taxing process. I actually heard the fans rev up on the M3 Max, so keep that in mind. I did hear more fan noise coming out of this M3 Max than the M2. AI processing of some of the images. This involves an advanced Lightroom process of masking, and it does it by AI, and I can batch process 1,000 raw photos in this way, 60 plus megapixels, where it's taking the background, the eyes, the teeth, the face, and doing all of these custom adjustments I have across 1,000 photos. It's pretty awesome to have that weapon, and to have the M3 Max do it this fast is pretty awesome. Exporting 10 minutes of 4K video, the M3 Max has some gains there. And then if you're into 3D rendering, we did a Blender test with the Party Tug using the Cycles renderer. So if you're really needing a new professional workstation and desire to buy the latest, I mean, it's hard to argue against this beast of a machine. I've seen some tests that show the M3 Max rivals even the M1 and M2 Ultra chips, which is bonkers crazy to think we now have ultra level performance inside of this laptop. This is really showing the strength of that 3 nanometer process, which I said earlier this year we would see this year. And this ensures that if you go with this lineup, you'll be good for some time. You'll also see gains in codecs because you have access now to the AV1 codec in this laptop. So all of you video creators can utilize this new and exciting codec, which is being celebrated by Adobe, Netflix, Google, Amazon, and some other big names in the film industry. And as I stated earlier in this video, if you're currently on Intel and waited this long, there's no better time to upgrade. Or you do have the option, if you really want to save tons of cash and you're on Intel, you could buy a used M1 or M2 Max because people that really want this M3 are going to start selling off their M2 Max MacBook Pros for a huge discount. And that machine will be a huge leap in performance coming from your previous Intel machine. You'll possibly be able to pick up even a studio display while you're at it for the same price. And the truth is, honestly, for most of us creators, the M1 Max is still an incredible beast of a machine. But if you're a creator working with huge, large files, the M3 Max will really come in handy and help with those bigger files, a lot more content that you're working with, large files, batch processes, 8K video. So in my case, it made some sense in my current workflow in photography and video to utilize the benefits of the 3nm processor. I still think the majority of you creators will really love being on M1 Max even today. And I can't help but touch on the beauty of this machine. As a creative who's easily amused and inspired by the everyday things I use, whether it's a camera, a UI interface, a guitar, these details matter to us creatives. These subtle design choices make us actually tune into our work and focus. We get mesmerized by the symbiosis of form and function, or that tactile experience of a certain shade of anodized aluminum. There's just an authenticity to it, and there's a reason why we shell out $3,000+ It's hard to put a true price on these things, especially for some of you who thinks the computers are just a means to an end. However, this beautiful Mac, in my opinion, is designed to exist within our creative space to not only give you the processing power to achieve your creative dreams, but to continually inspire you to work hard, play hard, and just have that assurance of knowing you're in good hands. You're looking into a device that was created in such a way where everything has a purpose. The form and function are in sync. And I think this one here, this M3 Max MacBook Pro, will be a solid creative partner for me and for many of you creatives for many years to come. Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by today for my quick review, my quick thoughts on the M3 Max MacBook Pro. I hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you liked today's content, and ring the bell to get notified when I drop a new video. I appreciate each of you guys, each and every one of you, and I will see all of you guys on my next one.